Hello and welcome once again, fellow gaming fans. This is Small Archangel. Thank you for joining me for this 7 Days to Die update video. Just to let you know that we're going to have a change of series. Yes, we've been running the 7 Days to Die War of the Walkers series for really quite some time now. Obviously, we've been playing Alpha 16 for a long while. Coming on to about a year, and we're just still waiting for Alpha 17. In the meantime, I have taken the decision that we're going to finish 7 Days to Die at War of the Walkers, and we're going to start a new modded series for a couple of reasons. One, I've been finding it's getting more and more laggy at War of the Walkers as time goes by, so the lags are just getting in the way and getting on my nerves somewhat. Two, we've got some null reference exception errors being chucked randomly now as well. I was doing a bit off camera the other day, the same thing happened again. Obviously they could be a major problem. And three, I'm just getting to the point with it where it's just really very frustrating trying to get past the whole gated skills perks thing. Now, I was playing an older version of the mod. There's a newer version out now, so for anybody who's picking it up now, you'll probably find that actually it's easier to get your class papers and things because a lot of things have been tweaked. But for me, obviously I don't want to change that mid-series to risk giving myself problems of one type or another. So I just kind of stuck with it. But we don't know at this point still how long we've got to wait for Alpha 17. Therefore, I don't know how far we're going to get through this mod playthrough, but we're certainly going to give it a go. It's a mod that I've wanted to try for quite some time. It's very, very challenging, but that's a good thing. It's the Starvation mod by Team SDX, and I know quite a few players have already put this out on YouTube, but we're going to give it a try anyway. And this adds, well, it's another full overhaul, and it adds a lot of stuff. In some ways, perhaps even more than War of the Walkers does. One of the major features it offers is a player colony or settlement where you can recruit and employ survivors in a variety of capacities as crafters, farmers, guards, cooks, mechanics and engineers and things like that. So that's going to be pretty cool. They all need feeding, however. They are like the player themselves. They need feeding, otherwise they will die. And we've got farming, advanced farming with new crops and new buffs that can be gained from eating certain foodstuffs as well. But farming is a little bit more realistic too. It is a bit more like farming perhaps in Minecraft, where you basically need water close to your crops. You're going to have to think differently about farming and the way we go about that. Also, crops can be damaged by zombies trampling all over them, so again we're going to have to be careful where we put our farm. We can't put it somewhere where zombie hordes will just trash it. There is also food spoilage and plagues. Now the plagues are not player plagues so much as rats and fly plagues that can pester your crops, and food spoilage, well, there you go. There's a few containers in game you can put food in that won't spoil, like coolers for example, but other than that, stuff goes off, so we've got that to deal with as well. There's a reason it's called Starvation mod. There's animal husbandry, so as far as I can make out, there's 3 types of animals that currently we can tame and breed and harvest things from without killing them. Obviously if you kill them you get meat, but I think you can also harvest sort of wool and dung and things like that. We've got sheep, pigs and cows. So there's a whole taming system around that, but we're going to have to explore as well if we get a chance. Then there's chicken coops and rabbit hutches. So again, maybe they're objects that we can make, and we can then, this is all very complicated. I've got a copy of the overview that I can refer to try and remember exactly the details of all this. I haven't had a chance to look at word for word, but yeah, we can use those for fertilizer for crops as well, for dung and things, and presumably we can eat chickens, etc., and get eggs from them too. There's a fishing system too, and then there's also traps, as the kind of traps that you would use to defend your base with. Various types of traps, more than there are in a vanilla game. There's a power system which builds upon the current power system. I believe this mod started out before we had electricity in 7 Days to Die. So, but you have to lay pipes and cables in this system. It's not as if you can just, you know, as you do with lighting, but there are certain workbenches I think that require power now as well. There's also gas, and you can install boilers for heat, things like that, so quite complex. This one I'm particularly excited about, dog taming and special pets. So I don't know about the special pets, that's only referred to really, we don't quite know what it is. There are certain animals that if you harvest them you have a chance of getting a special pet, which either, I'm not sure if you have to tame that, but certainly dogs, we have to tame them and then we have to train them and they level up along with us, but like us, they're not going to gain perfection in every single skill. There are then things like weapon attachments as well, so scopes, silencers, etc. There are more wildlife hazards, so there is more hazardous wildlife as well for us to get killed by, which is going to be fun. And then radiation is the thing as well. Not just radiation around the outside of the map, which is all we normally have to deal with, but there are areas like nuclear power plants or zombie hives, basically, that can give us radiation sickness too. And then there are radiated blocks in the game also, and zones, and there are nuclear bombs and things like that, so we have to be very careful, because once we've got radiation sickness, of course, then that has a negative effect and we have to try and cure it. And then there's a health system, which we obviously had a bit of a health system in the World of Warcraft mod as well, but this one gives us sort of various bugs from, apart from the usual infection, various bugs we can get from the common cold to scurvy to addiction, and you can be addicted to various things, it would seem, as well. And there's other content too, but I don't want to be going on about this all day. I'd like to sort of dive in and give it a try. So I do hope that you guys will join me for this adventure, which will be starting next week, which is to say Monday the 12th of November, and we will be doing the usual 2 episodes per week, as we did with War of the Walkers, 1 on Monday and 1 on Saturday, up to the launch of Alpha 17. So we will see how far we get, and I do hope you'll join me for the ride. Till then, keep gaming, stay happy, and bye bye for now.